Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today. We don't necessarily expect a large group because this is an informal Q&A session ahead of our kickoff event, but we will go over the investor expert role and give you a chance to ask some questions of us about expectations or whatever's on your mind. I'm Julianne Inarelli. I'm the Chief Impact Officer with GBSN, and I'm here as support for Daniela Hafner, who's been championing this initiative for us this year. So I'll pass the floor to her and she'll get us started.
Thanks, Julianne. Hi, everyone. I'm Daniela. It's nice to see you all here with us today. I am the programs assistant for GBSN, and I mostly manage student programs, do other administrative tasks, and anything student competition related I am responsible for. So I think we are good to go. We're just 2 minutes past the hour. So I will get started with the presentation. So just wanted to go over some competition numbers for you all. This year we saw record-breaking application numbers from our students, and we had a total of 315 students and 100 teams from 91 schools in 21 countries. So we are really thrilled with these numbers this year, and we are expecting lots of great projects to come out of this. So getting started, you should have all received an email from me just going over some important dates for the competition. Mainly the kickoff event is on Tuesday, March 12th at 9 a.m. And this will be the first time that students, faculty, investor experts, and judges will all convene for 30 minutes. And at the end of the event, it'll officially kick off the beginning of the challenge. And you will have access to your assigned folders no later than March 19th. And this date, March 19th, will be the beginning of your phase 1 reviewing period. So what to expect in your folders? So you will find the README instructions for investor experts, and this document will basically be your guide to completing your assigned feedback. It has everything that you need to know, essentially, throughout the phases of the project. And another thing you will find in this folder is the Google Slides presentation template. This presentation template is where the students will be inserting and completing their phases of the project. And you also see the investor expert feedback documents. So the first document that you will see is you will complete phase 1 and phase 2. And then on the bottom of the document, you will click a link that will take you to the phase 3 form. And phase 3 is where you will write your teams. So the competition timeline. So for phase 1, you will submit your feedback during the period of March 19th through the 22nd. The deadline is 9 a.m. And this will be the problem statement and industry analysis. For phase 2, your feedback submission period is March 26th through the 29th at 9 a.m. And this will contain the concept illustration and go-to-market strategy. And for phase 3, the submission period is April 5th through the 9th. And once again, the deadline is 9 a.m. And this will be the final submission and recorded pitch from the students. Just a little more on the timeline. So the top 5 teams will be announced on Friday, April 12th. And the top 5 live pitch presentations are on April 17th and the 18th. And lastly, we have the award ceremony on Wednesday, April 24th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And we would love for you to make the award ceremony, as it's typically the most rewarding event that we host. So what you'll be reviewing. Each of you will be assigned up to 5 teams to review. And what you can be expecting for these reviews. So each team will be submitting a Google Slides deck with their business concept. So phase 1 only has 10 slides. Half of them are visual, half of them are a narrative. And same thing for phase 2. Phase 3, it'll be the same 20 slide decks. And in these 20 slide decks, they will be incorporating the feedback that you will be providing to them during phase 1 and phase 2. So the 20 slide deck, that is their final submission, and included with a 5-minute recorded pitch video from the students. So the feedback structure. So phase 1 and phase 2, it's really just an open kind of unstructured comment section directly to teams using the provided form. And there is space provided to address each of the 4 elements. Phase 1, which is the problem statement and industry analysis. Phase 2, which is concept illustration and go-to-market. Phase 3, you will be rating your assigned team submissions according to a provided scale. And you are also encouraged to give any feedback to the assigned teams in a separate comment box at the end of the form. And this feedback will be shared directly with the team. I will pass it over to Julianne for this next slide.
Thanks, Daniela. And let me just clarify too that on that phase 3 rating, your rating will not be shared with the team. At that stage, only the comments that you enter into that specific comment box to be shared with the team would be passed on to them. I think you'll find that the documents we give you and the structure we give you will make this a fairly intuitive process for you, and we hope it's simple. So I really wanted just to talk a little bit towards the end of this about the spirit of what we're trying to do here. These are student teams. Everyone is enrolled at university, and they're also, aspiring entrepreneurs. They want to get a taste of putting together a business concept. Some of them already have business concepts that they are working toward. So we're asking you to just put yourself in the shoes of a potential investor. You're getting this information from this team about their business idea. What questions as a potential investor might you ask them, or what would you like to see from them that would strengthen your confidence in their concept? And you can orient your remarks in phase 1 and phase 2 in that way. I don't think I need to remind everyone, but we're looking for constructive feedback for the groups that make this a positive learning experience for them. And just a technical comment, we do want to keep everything that you're offering back to them in that document for feedback, and ask you not to comment directly on the presentation that they're submitting. Danielle, we can go to the next slide. Yeah.
Yes.
The terms of the challenge state that all information that is shared by teams it should be available in the public domain. So there are no non-disclosure agreements being signed. The teams are aware that presentations such as the top 5 presentations may be filmed and the content might be shared. That said, the intent of this is not to create a situation where the students feel at risk about their idea being co-opted by somebody who's advising them. So I think, I hate to have to bring that up or share that, but I just want everybody to understand that the terms do not require a non-disclosure agreement or anything of the sort by you as investor experts, but we just ask you to keep the spirit of your role in mind as you work with the teams. We do ask that you commit to the full duration of the program. So on that timeline that Daniela shared earlier and that you have in your email, we would expect you to be there for phase 1, 2, and 3 so that we have the continuity of that commitment from the investor experts assigned to each team. And just a quick reminder, our goals for the Africa Business Concept Challenge are to support entrepreneurship, addressing local challenges in Africa, and especially those that are aligned with the African Union's Agenda 2060 and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So keep that in mind as you're offering the feedback to the teams, then ultimately in your rating, because the alignment with those objectives will be one of the final selection criteria.
Thank you, Julianne. And now we open the floor to questions. So if you have a question, please raise your hand, or if you don't want to do that, you can just write your question in the chat box. And I'm going to stop sharing so I can see everybody.
There's a question about whether financials will be submitted, just basic financials. What's the funding requirement for this concept to get off the ground? But we're not asking for detailed, a detailed budget or spreadsheets along those lines because we just don't have the space for it and what they're asked to do in this time.
Okay.
I think I'll take the microphone. It's going to be faster than writing. It's been pretty clear so far, so thanks for that. Just one quick question. If there is anything that come out, or because, it's always like this, during the call, we never think about anything, and then afterwards something comes up. Daniela is the one that we need to contact if any question comes up? Perfect.
Yes.
And reach out anytime along the way.
So far, so
don't
clear. So
hesitate
far,
if you have a
clear,
question.
so pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you. Victus, yes, only 5 teams throughout the competition. So you'll have those same 5 teams during that couple of week period.
Yes.
And then there's the finalist presentation where there are live pitches by the 5 teams selected as the competition finalists will be rated by a separate set of judges for the competition. Daniela, can we send? Okay.
Yes, Martin. I will send email invites for every event. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know why I'm writing. I should be talking, but it's just it's
No
my
worries.
heart. Sorry for that, ladies.
That's fine. Are the assigned teams to be assessed on a rotational way or the same throughout? I'm not sure I understand your questions. If I don't answer it correctly, please let me know. All of the 5 teams that you're assigned will be producing their submission in lockstep with one another. So in the week preceding March 19th, they will work on the problem statement and their industry analysis and submit that to you. And you will give feedback on those 2 components only of their final submission. Then they will go and work on the concept illustration and their go-to-market plan and in your next review period, you'll give feedback on those two elements of their presentation. And then at the final stage, they will have ideally incorporated suggestions that you've offered or questions that you've asked in phase 1 and phase 2 into their final submission. And you'll review that final submission, which will look largely the same as what you have looked at in phase 1 and 2, and give that overall rating and any final comments you'd like to offer to the team. And when you are assigned your folder, you will see everything that the team sees. So you'll see the instructions for the investor expert. You'll also see the instructions that are given to the teams, and that includes the outline of content expectations for that presentation. You'll see the presentation file. So you could, in theory, you could go and look at it as they're working through it, but we'd ask you to limit your feedback to the period when we know that their content is complete. So you should have everything that the team has as a resource for you in evaluating.
Ola, I see your question about sending the presentation slides. So if you're referring to the student team slide decks, they will not be complete until March 19th. And all students will begin their business concepts at the same time on March 12th, following the kickoff event.
That's on Tuesday. Okay.
Oh, I see the one. Oh, yes. Yes, I can absolutely share these with you. I think it can be a helpful tool for all of you.
Sure.
Okay, well, I don't want anybody to feel they have to stick around until the end of the half an hour. You're welcome to stick around if you have a question, but if you think you're in a good place, then you get the next 12 minutes of your day back.
Okay, good.
Thank you all so much for your support of this challenge. We have a great turnout this year, and we're really excited to see what emerges.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.